Today is 8th day of Navratri. Uh, the Navratri here has shortened one day, so I'm thinking maybe this will be the last Mahavidya I will be discussing about. Maybe, who knows? But if you are interested in knowing the rest of the Mahavidyas, the remaining two, type in the comments below. Then I would know that I will make the video. Otherwise, maybe sometime soon. So we are coming to the 8th Mahavidya, and she is the widely used, or I would say abused Mahavidya in terms of politics, in terms of court cases, in terms of family situations. Why? Because of her peculiar aspect that we will come, but also because she gives the most fastest results when we do her sadhana, when we try to access her energies. So who is she? She is none other than Bhagavati Pitambara Ma Baglamukhi. Baglamukhi is Pitambara. Pitambara means she is yellow, cladded in yellow dress, yellow ornaments, everything is yellow for her. Okay, she is the yellow lady. And if you see the iconography of Baglamukhi, she is holding the tongue of a demon and having a goad ready to destroy her. But the feature of hers that is widely abused is because she has the property of petrification. Now what is petrification? I don't know if you have watched Harry Potter. Harry uses a spell on Neville, I think, or Hermione uses. He says Petrificus Totalis, and Neville just paralyzes. So petrification is not accurate, but it's basically stambhan. Stambhan means to stop something, pause something. I'm not going to the story that how she manifested, that you will find in the internet. When Vishnu, there was once a time that it is said in the yogic law that there have been a storm that was approaching the earth, and it was going to destroy the earth, which was not planned because of a demon. And how Lord Vishnu did intense penance and asked from Sri Vidya Shorashi that manifest a form of her which will take care of it, and how she emerged. I'm not going there, and maybe it's not important to you also, so I will let that slip away. But she does pause the things for you. She will not destroy the things. Suppose you have enemies who are trying to character assassinate you, your personality, your reputation, and there are enemies who are trying to overpower you. When you do her sadhana, what she will do is she will stop the enemies at an appropriate distance from you. They're not dead, but they are stopped. They can't get to you. Also, if someone is character assassinating your reputation, she freezes the mind, the thinking process of that person, so that he or she forgets what he or she was going to say. Like a bit cognitive paralyzation happens with them. There have been some stories, anecdotes of some mystics or some siddhas who also brought the fire to a standstill. Like the fire is burning and it stopped. when they used her powers. That is also, I'm not going to there also, because what will you do by stopping fire? What a magical feat. That's not, that's not to your well-being. That's what I, transcend sutras is for your well-being, not showing tricks or things that doesn't belong to you, belong to your well-being. So Baglamukhi creates an appropriate distance. She is the goddess of Ankush. Ankush means having a leash on something, controlling something. So she will keep the enemies at an appropriate distance so that they don't come to you, but serves as an internal motivation or external motivation, whatever you want to say, to so that you don't become lazy, lethargic, or satisfied in your comfort zone. It always propels you to move forward, to upgrade yourself, to move you to the next level, to make yourself more wealthy and powerful. She propels you like that. It's like a negative reinforcement. Now, what is negative reinforcement? If someone has raised psychology, it's like doing the behavior that we want to do in the person by escaping a negative thing that the person doesn't like. Suppose there is a person, I want to make him do a behavior that I want in him, and I will create something negative that he doesn't like. And if he does the behavior, the negative thing will not happen to him. Okay, so to escape the negative consequence, he does the appropriate behavior. So that's negative reinforcement. Okay, all those who have read psychology, just comment whether it's true or not, so that I also get some jogging of my memory. So she uses negative reinforcement to upgrade yourself, and she is also maintains an appropriate distance in every aspect of life. See, why earth is sustainable for life? Because the earth is an appropriate distance with the sun. Yes, if the sun earth was too near to the sun, like the Mercury, no. Too far, no. So an appropriate distance is required in every aspect of your life, so that that dimension flourishes in you. Similarly with love, and here is why I will be always in gratitude to Bhagwati Baglamukhi, because you will find, many people, when they will talk about Baglamukhi sadhana, when they do Baglamukhi sadhana, this happens, that happens, my enemies get destroyed, and all those things they use. These are very mediocre things, those sleeper class things they use her energies for. But once you get intimate with her, once you get intimate with the goddess, then she really shows you the picture of life, in all of its aspects. Now here how she, helped me or propelled me to be the person that I am today. Okay, I was a very different person way back, like 6-7 years back, and today, like, some people can't recognize me. Even I can't recognize myself sometimes. Like, how did I transform so drastically in such a few span of years? All the grace of Mahavidyas and my guru. So when I was in my teenage, I was always with the in the presence of the deities, different deities. I was in the presence of different deities at different moments of my life. And what had happened is, like, I was seeing everyone falling in love, that Romeo Juliet love, and uh, I love you, you love me love. And I thought, how are they feeling? What is that feeling? I was like 16, 17, still, like, hormones have pushed in, but I didn't have any feeling of love towards anything or anyone. Okay, I had devotion towards the deities, but no love. I like, what is this weird thing of love? And everyone is doing, and it very bored me, kind of thing. This romantic movies didn't interest me. It's very boring. Like I can't relate. It's like something is numb in you. So as when you are in the contact of a deity, that's why I always tell that once you are in presence of a deity, what happens is like you can tweak and calibrate your life situations according to you. Okay, in some sense. So then I asked a form of the goddess that I want to experience love. And I conscious, that was the thing, that was the power in life that you have with the deities, is like you can consciously choose a situation according to you. Like a study, I wanted to experience love. It's like a study of the feelings, of emotions, like a scientific approach. What is love? So when it happened, oh my god. Oh my god. It was like some I one sometimes I thought maybe I would have been safer if I hadn't asked the goddess intentionally about love. But truth be told, she, the Mahavidyas, because of goddess Tara, goddess Mahakali, all the Mahavidyas, made me experience so various facets of love. And here is the thing, when people fall in love, no, there's a tremendous opportunity in that love to know, to reach to your ultimate potential. It's a very quick step. Maybe it's a very torturous or hardest step, but it's a very quick step. It's like a door, jackpot door to your ultimate potential. Like lots and lots of years of sadhana you could do, to attain that state. But if the process of love happens to you in an appropriate way, it is the fastest way to realizing your true self. Nothing beats faster than love and devotion. And that's what the Mahavidyas did for me. I fell in love, okay, but Bhagavati Baglamukhi ensured that the subject of my love and me always has an appropriate distance, and she maintained it, and I also maintained it. Sometimes if I couldn't maintain it and I was like trying to break the distance, she made sure that the distance always remains that appropriate, that it is conducive for my well-being and for my evolution. Okay, and that's why, because I had trust in the Mahavidya, because she is Mahavidya, okay, she is ultimate. So since I had could trust her, I could totally fall in love. It's like doing something in a safe setting. If I wouldn't have gotten the grace of Mahavidya Baglamukhi, maybe I could have gotten the subject of my love, and the opportunity that was inherent in that process to get me to my ultimate state would have been destroyed. That's why when you fall in love, remember, that's a tremendous opportunity to know yourself, who you are. What devotion couldn't do for so many long years, love did it for me. I think in 2 to 3 years. Yeah. So the growth was so rapid, so fast. It's like when you're going to your destination by a bus and then suddenly you switch to an fighter jet, which moves faster than the speed of sound. Whoosh. And it was a very, 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 very intense roller coaster of emotions. But it was in a safe space. Why? Because of the grace of Mahavidyas. If I would have gone through that process without the grace of Mahavidyas, many things would have been destroyed. Many people would have been disturbed. But nothing. My life was going on perfectly, not perfectly, I would say, appropriately, maintaining everything around me. The social settings was happening appropriately. And I was also getting through that appropriately. Baglamukhi made sure that all the aspects of my life was at an appropriate distance, so that everything I could, everything matured and bloomed in my life. Whether it's relationships, whether it's social aspects, whether it's spiritual aspect, whether it's mysticism, everything, this multifaceted things, if you don't keep a distance with them, they will just engulf you. And also, if you go too much close to love, it becomes very vulgar. And that's what people experience after, getting too much into love. That they can't stand the face of the next person they used to love. Why? Because the appropriate distance is not maintained. And the process, so when you fall in love, you as a being can know that this is my jackpot moment to know my true being. And that's why, you are drawn towards that. But if the appropriate distance is not maintained, suddenly when you jeopardize the situation by making the subject of your love, you get it, then the jackpot thing, opportunity, gets dismantled. And then slowly it goes away. So I would say most of the things, the evolution that took place in my situation happened not because of devotion, but because of love. Love did so much things for me, evolved me to a so much different level that so much sadhana, so much devotion could never do. But why? Only because I was in the in the lap of the grace of the Mahavidyas. That I admit. Okay. So it's not that people who do sadhana of Bhagavati don't taste life. They taste life. They taste life, every aspect of life, very intensely. But they don't try to bother people. I have tasted this, I have tasted that, I'm this. No. Because they have got a good resilience, and that is built with sadhana. Okay. The rest two Mahavidyas, which are very important, is those two Mahavidyas, the rest two Mahavidyas that are coming, are a fundamental step, are a fundamental platform. Only if those two Mahavidyas you know and you realize, can you experiment with all these things. Otherwise, simple life situations will entangle you and drown you. I would say the 10th Mahavidya is very important before you try to bring conscious situations in your life. Like I brought the situation of love to experience love to its fullest. If I wouldn't have been enamored by the grace of the 10th Mahavidya or the 9th Mahavidya, this would be impossible for me. I would be shared into tatters. Because what happens, when the process of love matures, love is like a, burning pyre. Okay. It's like a burning pyre, like in the cremation grounds. And you go with a personality and you sit in the pyre, and the fire slowly intensifies, the fire of separation. Okay. Slowly intensifies. And it burns little by little your parts of your ego, your personality, your attitudes, your affinities, your likes, your dislikes, everything. You're burning in the fire, and it is slowly, the flesh is being rotten, burnt. That pain you feel. And I felt that pain for 3 years continuously. One level, next level, third level. And once The fire burns you completely. Your personality is completely dismantled. You don't have a sense of self then. Then, if the blessings, the grace of the gurus and the deities are there, they will know how to mold you into the most appropriate being that is necessary. Okay. That will only happen when you have utmost faith and surrender towards them. Otherwise, they don't take the position to guide and guide your path. They only take when you have complete surrender upon them. Otherwise, you use their energies to do what you want to do. You want to get control in life? Very well. Do that. I'm not saying that's wrong. But if you want to know the next level of life, then I would say faith and devotion to their grace is utmost important. I would say grace has given me so much that no sadhana could ever give me. No matter how much I do sadhana all the time. People think I'm doing sadhana all the time. No, I'm not doing sadhana all the time. Grace has given me so many things without asking that even if I would do 100 of sadhana, I wouldn't have gotten that. That's the way of the feminine. If your gratitude towards the feminine, if you just say how blessed you are that they are with you, any feminine, whether it's your mother, your sister, your wife, your girlfriend, anyone you say, they will give you more than you could ever think of. That's how they are. So yes, I would say Bhagwati Baglamukhi played an important part in my life for that. And she could play that part in your life too, provided you look to her as a mother and give her complete control of your life. Then she does things that you don't ask even about. All the benefits that I'm listing in the Mahavidyas, no, I don't have had to do such a big sadhana, which is required for them to do. Just faith and devotion. And it's because they are feminine, their inherent nature is to give. If you see your mother, she will be satisfied by, feeding you. That's the nature of the feminine. Feminine wants to give. Okay. So don't try to get her. Try to woo her. And how will you woo? Maybe I will reveal. Because one thing that I have learned being with the divine feminine is how to woo the feminine. That is the only thing that I have learned. Nothing else I learned. If you see, nothing else, no sadhana, nothing. Just to how to woo her. And if you can woo her, you can woo any feminine being in the world. Any feminine being. Okay. So that's the secret. So if you want to know how to woo your girlfriend, your mother, your wife, worship divine feminine. She will tell you how to woo. And then you will become their favorite. Okay. So to connect with the energies of Mata Baglamukhi, you can chant the mantra Om Baglamukhi Devai Namah, and hope her energies come around you and become a lock, shield your aura in such a way that all that is not necessary in your life are at an appropriate distance, so that your life proliferates into a next level of being. Hope to see you in the next Mahavidyas. Till then, see you. Jai Mata.